I want to talk to you, Antoni, about the fundamentals that change buying sentiment for Bitcoin. Is it just a risk appetite, flight away from risk, especially in a tightening monetary policy era, or is there something more fundamental at play here with the crypto assets?
All of the above. Now, obviously, as more institutions come into the crypto space, there is an increasing correlation between traditional markets and equities. That is normal, but I welcome that because it signals adoption. At the same time, I have been very skeptical as to the actions of the Federal Reserve and the proposed rate hikes, how that ultimately will unfold. My take is that cheap money is here to stay, and this is very good for assets such as crypto.
Antoni, I wonder if the Federal Reserve does continue to tighten policy and it is the end of cheap money, counter to the view that you just outlined, what would that environment mean for Bitcoin?
Well, cheap money is here to stay. We are expecting the consumer price index to come in at 7.2% this week. Last time we had that was in the 1980s, and the Fed's response there, headed by Paul Volcker, was to raise interest rates to 20%. Now, Bank of America tells us the most aggressive analysis that I've seen, 7 interest rate hikes this year, but even they have the funding rate, the benchmark of the funding rate at a maximum of 3%. So these are very different worlds, and I don't think that this is any aggressive action plan on the side of the Fed. And don't get me started on asset repurchases and what they will have to do to unload that 8 trillion balance sheet that they're holding on their books.
Well, let's put monetary policy to one side then and talk about one of the other big potential factors for the future of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and that's the Metaverse. How does cryptocurrency play into the Metaverse, and what's the scale of the opportunity here?
Well, the Metaverse is being built out right now. It is a 3D augmented reality. It is a sublayer of the current reality where people will emerge and they will interact with one another, and it will create a whole new economy on top of the existing one. One of the reasons why Facebook jumped in on a bandwagon, because they filled out all the clients they can onboard on the existing platforms. It is incredibly exciting, and the currencies of that new economy are going to be the likes of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So the potential there is enormous for them to grow even further as everything is built out. And last but not least, NFTs, these non-fungible tokens, which will be the deeds of our houses, the ownership, the status symbols, which are just as important in the Metaverse as they are in the real world.